bought this boat. It needs some work.
Yeah.
It needs to be hauled out in order to have the work.
Yeah.
It's a steel boat. We can do the work ourselves, so we need to find a yard that will let us do the work ourselves. Unfortunately, there's not any place like that near where we bought the boat. Yeah, there's a few places, period. We did talk to a yard about getting a little bit of work done, just the work on the hull. Everything else we can not have to haul out for. So we did talk to a yard about getting work done on the hull, but that's a whole other story that I don't want to get into right now because it's gonna make me mad. Yeah. We're from Texas and would much rather have a short drive to the coast than half a day to get here. However, due to circumstances beyond our control, named Laura, Sally, and Delta, we are in Panama City, Florida.
So we got the boat here.
Right, so we had a delivery captain like Tuesday or Wednesday I think maybe.
Yeah.
Not very long. She was supposed to be here earlier. But because of Sally, we couldn't get the boat out. We have like 62 feet of clearance and we needed to get under a 64-foot clearance bridge, and the water was like 3 feet too high, so you do the math and that's just not gonna work. So we did the responsible thing, the expensive thing, but the responsible thing, and hired someone to move it when it was actually practical to move her.
Yeah, we couldn't get out here to do it ourselves, which actually ended up working out quite well because the gentleman that moved her were familiar with the boat, and so they got to run her for a while, and that was a pleasure for them.
Yeah, it was nice. We got a full checklist. There's a few more things that we have to add to our to-do list now, but that's okay because, yeah. Now we are
5 minutes away from our
5 minutes away for our home for the next month.
Yeah.
I just want to say that even though we're moving for a month, only one bag back there is my clothes. Just one.
Ditto.
Okay.
Ditto.
Like, yeah.
See yours. I'd like to point out that mine's smaller.
Yeah, well, I have to work also during this time, so I need like a couple of fresh shirts for video meetings and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah. I was excited to be a boat owner and didn't want to wait until haul out to start boat projects. So, during our first weekend on the boat, we replaced the leaky hatch cover above my cabin with a custom-built aluminum diamond plate cover. That easy fix inflated our confidence, and we were soon ready to take on a bigger project, replacing the pilot house windows. What you doing?
I am taking off this old foggy window that we can't see through. At least I'm trying. I have no idea. I think that there's a couple of screws and a whole lot of silicone holding it down. Yeah, there's a whole lot of screws and a whole lot of silicone holding it down.
Sometime around the 2-hour mark, we regained our humility. So about 2 hours ago, we started taking the windows off the front of the pilot house so that we could go get new plexiglass cut tomorrow. This is how far we got. Yep. Windows are still there. But we got a few of the screws out. So there's that. We refused to be defeated. The next day, we successfully replaced the forward pilot house windows.
It's like Christmas.
We were confident again and ready for the boatyard. We were a little disappointed that we didn't get to move her, but we're grateful for the regular communication from the delivery crew. Getting to the boatyard was only one step. We needed to be able to get from the slip to the basin to be lifted out of the water. We needed to be able to use our engine to do that, and an engine takes power to start. We showed up to dead batteries and no way to charge them with the shore power connection that was available. We're going to investigate why we're not plugged into shore power. 30 amp, 125 volt. All right, back from West Marine with a very expensive adapter. We showed up at the boat. We were not plugged into shore power. We were not plugged into shore power because we have a 125 250 50 amp plug for our boat, and we only have a 125 shore power. So $250 later, we can plug in our boat and make sure that we have power to at least charge the battery so we can start the engine or the generator. Really looking forward to having solar and wind so that this is not an issue. Smiley face. Hope I don't blow anything up.
I was hoping.
Yep. That bam boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go. That's got power on the light. Look, on the plug,
Hey.
there's blue light.
Woohoo! Let's go see if we have power on the
See,
boat.
it's on boat.
Bam. On with the shore.
And now it's going to take some time to charge.
With the batteries charged, we were finally ready to get in place for the lift. We let the experts take it from there. Watching 42,000 pounds get lifted from the sea was both terrifying and exhilarating. I was nervous that something would go wrong. Fortunately, the entire process was uneventful. After the bottom was pressure washed, my boat was moved to her new location in the yard. Jackstands and some wooden blocks would keep her upright while on land.
There she is. Yeah.
With most of the daylight gone, we decided to call it a night and start fresh the next morning. Our first priority was taking a closer look at that patch on the starboard bow. We are about an hour and a half into grinding a lot of the crud that was on this off. What we found is is promising. It's good news, except it's not. Also, it's not. I welded this plate on. The welds, okay. Welds are all right. There are a few places that there's a few places we're gonna need to grind them out, go back in and hit them again because they're a little thin. There's also a few places that are rusted. So what they did was they welded, and then they put some Bondo to help smooth it over, and then they put some epoxy, and then they painted. And then what happened was, well, this is the bow, the ship, and the water splashing gets in the little cracks that they didn't seal, and then it starts developing these little blisters. So what happened was we started getting these little places where water would develop, and I've hit a few of them. One of them was right over here, and it's just like a rust pimple. Like it just oozes rusty, gross stuff out. Got my trusty Ryobi battery operated grinder here. Started off with this wire wheel, just wanted to hit it real nice and easy, chip some of this stuff off, see what we had. And then we brought out the flap disc. And it's getting through. We're gonna have to come at it with something a little stronger when it's time to actually prep it for all the other work. I'm gonna get back to work now. Satisfied in our discovery that the damage looked worse than it really was, we proceeded with the next step in our plan, grinding the paint from the bottom and from the hull. After spending 3 days grinding, we realized we may have grossly underestimated the time we would need to spend in the boatyard.
I'm hiding out of the view. I don't want to be a part of that.
I don't either.
There's already a hole in the boat.
Yeah.
Let's see how big we can make it. I guess we're gonna drain out all that.
How easy you're tapping that too.
Oh, we needed to get the bilge empty.
The anchor locker.
Oh my God, no.
Hey, we got clean water.
Make sure we ain't got nothing to run off onto. I was gonna try and catch it, but the way that's coming down there ain't
You're
no...
running on the top.
We'll
We
catch
do it
some
all the
up.
time.
Yeah. Well,
No, it's not good.
no, that's not good.
It just keeps going too. That's what I was afraid of when I was tapping around in circles around there. I think, yeah.
We're gonna do it. We're getting rid of all 3 of these fucking skins.
Yep, do it all in one skin. Do it right.
All right.
Let me put my goggles back on and sand that down a little bit more, or so you can see.
Oh, we found another one.
Oh, puts off panning for a while.
Word. Word.
Word.
No. Word.